My name is Derek Turton, AKA Chef Teach. I'm the owner and the founder of the world famous House of Mac, Miami, Florida. This is my story from my mouth.
Check it out. Choke, no joke. Learn from mistakes. DJ S&S the great. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first-time felon. No telling when you be a first-time felon. Best day of my life. No sleep all night. Broke day for weeks.
There's someone right now watching this. Either they want to be a manager or they want to open a restaurant. They're going to go through some potholes and on that journey. What are some of the potholes you could tell them to avoid? Like you said, somebody could have, when you started in the restaurant business, somebody that could have had a restaurant business for 20 years could have came and told you some things that made sure that you skipped the stuff that
The headaches.
the headaches.
But
what are some of them things?
So it's a couple things, right? So from the music side, I keep that short and sweet. Think with your brain and not your heart. With as far as music, like just understand that the music business is the music business, right? And it's a lot of things, a lot of emotions, a lot of all of that. But respect the business, understand the business, take the time out to know and understand the business, and make sure you protect it, make sure you cover it. Whatever your situation is, whether you're an executive, whether you managing somebody, whatever it is, make sure your paperwork and all that stuff is straight. You know what I'm saying? As far as the food business, I would say, and not even just the food business, I'm saying overall, just life. I just think that one size don't fit all, you know what I mean? And you gotta understand that, no matter what you're doing, people look at what I'm doing with this food thing right now, and thank God, man, I switched gears and I stepped outside my comfort zone and I found something that's working for me. But part of the reason that it works for me is that I've kept my face clean over the years, right? I've kept my face clean over the years. I got great relationships. I got priceless relationships with artists and these people that just rock with me. And I've helped Yo Gotti from the beginning of his career. I've helped Pitbull from the beginning of his career. I've helped, a little scrappy first time ever leaving Atlanta. I was with him, you know what I mean? So, and most of these dudes, I never asked them for nothing. So the biggest gift they could give me is just supporting me and just, you know what I mean? But will that happen for somebody else? You might not have the same relationships to that guy. You might not have the relationships with the radio stations and, you know what I'm saying? So you can't look at just what I'm doing and just I'm gonna just follow that blueprint and it's gonna work for me. It might not necessarily work for me, right? So you gotta understand that one size don't fit all. That's first and foremost. So although you might want to follow a certain blueprint, you follow the blueprint, but you got to be able to adapt to where things are different, because that's the mentality of some people. They be like, well, I tried it, man, and it ain't working for me, or it happened in 6 months for him. Why is it taking me a year and a half? Sometimes it's timing. Sometimes it's the concept. Maybe I might have started doing this at the right time. If you come right behind me and try to do the same thing, it might not. You know what I mean? So it's just not one size fit all. I mean, one of my biggest things was, if anybody trying to buy a food truck, it's a lot of things I didn't think about. When I went into the food truck, who's gonna clean it at the end of the night, parking it, just logistical things that it's just So
what are some of the basics?
Well, it's so first of all, a man told me never buy a truck from anywhere Tennessee and above. And the reason why is because every state above that, it snows, and the snow rusts the chassis of the truck. And so my first truck, I spent $90,000 on not a used truck with a brand new kitchen. Also, it was a lemon because it had all kind of electrical problems. It had all kind of transmission. It had problems because the truck came from Chicago. So when after I went through that whole situation, I bought a brand new truck, but then I had people advising me who had been through it before and was like, bro, listen, the mistake you made. He was like, I could before you even tell me where you got the truck from, I bet you got that truck from up north. And I was like, yeah, the truck came from Chicago. He was like, yeah, it snows in Chicago. That's why, and then most of those food trucks, they're like old Lay's trucks or like the chips or the UPS or whatever that got like 100,000 miles on it and whatever. So, understand what you're investing in because, some people taking their whole life savings. They like, all right, cool, going, they throwing ball, they going to the wall with it. And then, you got a $50,000 kitchen inside of a joint that won't move. So you can't even go get the money. I had an event, I remember my first truck, we had an event with Carnival Cruise Line, 19,000 people. Send me a deposit, morning we go start the truck up, nothing. Had to send a deposit back, had to call these people back, tell them we can't, sick, right? So just know what you're investing in. And just do your research, you know what I'm saying? Every city is different. So you got to know where you could park the truck, try to have an idea. Out here, you got to be on private property. You can't vent from the street. So take the time out to before you invest in that, go talk to people and find out where you can park it. And, there's just so many things as far as that. Treat your brand like a brand, you know what I mean? Be on point with all your branding. You know what I mean? When you go to the supermarket, you gonna buy Super Fruitios or you gonna buy Fruit Loops? You gonna buy Fruit Loops because you know what Fruit Loops is. You know what I'm saying? People respect brands, brand recognition and all of that stuff. Try to create things just knowing that social media sells. You know what I mean? Just knowing that somebody saying the prayers over their food is actually them just taking a picture and posting it somewhere. Make your food appetizing, make it look appetizing, make it presentable. You know what I mean? It's just so many different things that I've just learned, just through the food truck hustle. I bought the truck and all I cared about was how I'm cooking food. But then at the end of the night, every night, truck got to get cleaned. I just been out for 18 hours. I had to go to Restaurant Depot in the morning. I had to go get propane for the gas tanks. I had to go get gas for the generator. I had to go cook, prep the shit. I had to cook and prep the food. I had to take the truck, park it where we gonna sell food for the night, then cook all night, sell the food, then break down, take the truck back wherever I'm taking, then it gotta get clean. I was like, oh man, I forgot about it, I got a clean part. So I ended up having to hire a cleaning company. It's just, we had to, when you got all the food in the refrigerator at the end of the night, you gotta have a power source that you could plug the truck up to, because if not, then you gotta take everything out and put it in another refrigerator, which we did that for a few months and I got tired quick. So it was just a lot of little things. For me, I went into the whole food truck thing because it was all about ownership for me. But it's I own my truck, but I don't own this property where I'm parking it. So I was still moving and shuffling because I still had to find places to park the truck. So, it's a lot of little things, man. And I'm always willing to if anybody got any specific questions and stuff like that, that I could help people avoid certain pitfalls.
You say I do consulting.
I'm willing to consult. I do consulting. If that's something that somebody needs.
So what is your focus today?
My focus today, man, is purpose, right? And I just feel like I'm living in my purpose, and purpose is what drives me now. I'm not driven by money. I'm not driven by. It's just purpose. My purpose, my focus in life is setting an example. I got kids and setting an example for my kids and ownership. I feel like I'm behind the eight ball. There's people that have been thinking like this their entire life. There's people that was inherited property and inherited trust funds and inherited all this kind of stuff, and they had people that were surrounding them their entire life that taught them to think like that, and I didn't. And then I got to a point in my life where I got it and I understand that now. And so now I just want to own stuff. I want legacy and I want generational wealth and I want what's mine, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just want what's mine, and You know, they ask like, what you bring to the table? And I'm like, I am the table. I bring the table to the table, right? So I ain't asking for no free ride. I want to eat what I kill. I'm willing to put in the work. I'm willing to do whatever I got to do. But my sole purpose in life right now is just living out my purpose, man. Just living a purpose. My name is Derek Turton, AKA Chef Teach. I'm the owner and the founder of the world famous House of Mac, Miami, Florida. This is my story from my mouth.